Hi everyone, this is Deborah from Deborah Smith Music, and today I'll be beginning a short series of videos on creatively practicing chord progressions. The first video is focused around singing the major scale in canon. So I'm looking at the Musicianship and Aural Training for the Secondary School Level 3 student book, the Elite version, and I'm looking on page 4. This is where the major scale is taught. In order to sing the major scale in canon, though, we want to focus just on the solfa and on the sound of the notes. So best to focus looking at the tone ladder rather than the scale. And here's one I've prepared earlier. All right, we're going to choose a very low do. So perhaps choose G below middle C. And the first group, you divide your class into 3, and if there are only 2 students, each student can be a group and you can be the third group. The first group begins on the do and sings the full octave up and keeps going up to the high so. When they get to mi, so when they've sung do, re, mi, the second group begins on do, so they will hear do and mi together. When the second group gets to mi, the third group will begin on do. So at that point, the third group is singing do, the second group is singing mi, and the first group is singing so. Continue singing up the scale until the first group gets to high so, and the second group gets to high mi, and the third group reaches the top octave. Once they've done this and can do it confidently, get them to do it very slowly and hold each note that they are singing, listening to the other notes and thinking about the sound of those notes, the sound that they're making being combined together. For example, don't talk about the fact that do, mi, so is a major triad, but get them to think about why does do, mi, so sound different to re, fa, la. And eventually we want to get them to the understanding that it's the pattern of the intervals within these triads that make them sound major or minor or diminished. So do that lots and lots for major and the same for harmonic minor. And I'll talk more about what you can do to creatively practice chord progressions in the next part of this series of videos. Happy practicing! Hi everyone, and welcome to part 2 of how to creatively practice chord progressions. I'm Deborah Smith from Deborah Smith Music. I'm currently looking at how to creatively practice chord progressions part 1, which is uploaded on Vimeo in the Deborah Smith Music Vimeo channel. It's also on my YouTube channel, DS Musicianship, and I would strongly suggest you have a look at that one first before progressing to this new one. This new one is all about singing chord progressions melodically. In other words, being able to sing chords, triads on your own. Now, of course, you can do this as a class, but the activity is designed so that you can learn to sing the notes that occur in the scale, in the triads that are formed on the notes in the scale, individually. Now, if you own the Elite version of the student book of the Musicianship and Aural Training for the Secondary School Level 3, or the teacher book, you have access via these little icons to an audio file of me singing this and the piano playing along. This is what it sounds like. Ready, do, mi, so, mi. So, of course, for the first time, you would listen until you understood how this exercise works. Basically, you're singing all the notes in the scale that we sang in the first part of these videos, but you're singing them vertically instead of just horizontally. So last time you sang a scale and you either began on do or mi or so, and you continued singing the top or the middle or the bottom note of each of those triads. So now we're going to sing all the notes of the triad as we go up. Now, also in the book, this is on page 79, there's a chart form of this particular exercise. Now, last week, we also looked at the tone ladder form or version, which I believe might be a little bit low for you to see there. This version is great for singing anything to do with melody, and you could use it for this exercise. But for the sake of what we're going to do now, I'm going to look at the root position triads in the major scale. We're going to sing all the notes that occur in a major scale in each triad, beginning on the root note, singing the note a third above, a fifth above, coming back down, and so that our brains start to learn the names of these chords, or the quality of each chord, and the note that the chord is built on, the number of the note, so the scale degree. We're going to also label. Here we go. Ready. Do, mi, so, mi, do. 1 major. Re, fa, la, fa, re. 2 minor. Mi, so, ti, so, mi. 3 minor. Fa, la, do, la, fa. 4 major. So, ti, re, ti, so. 5 major. La, do, mi, do, la. 6 minor. Ti, re, fa, re, ti. 7 diminished. Do. Now, of course, if you're using the books, you'll see this icon showing that there's a video teaching you how to do what we just did, practicing all the triads in a major scale melodically. Now, once your classes or you know how to do this, it would be a great idea to combine the two activities. So get most of your class to sing the scale in canon, give them a starting note of either do, mi, or so. Ask them to sing the scale up the octave, and if you remember from the previous video, I suggested starting quite low. So again, another advantage to not looking at notes on the staff, but looking at the solfa or looking at a tone ladder, is that you can make do any note you like. I believe last week or last video we started on the G, below middle C, so that these poor people starting on so don't have quite so high to go to get to the top so. So by most of your class singing the scale following either one of these lines, beginning on do, beginning on mi, or beginning on so, one student at a time can take it in turns singing the melodic version. So you would have your class sing and hold do or mi or so, while one student would sing do, mi, so, mi, do, 1 major. The rest of the class would move up to re or fa or la and hold them. And this is a great opportunity to teach them breathing wherever they need to very quickly and start the note again so that the chord continues on, while the individual student sings re, fa, la, fa, re, and so on throughout the particular triads of the major scale. Again, these are great activities to practice with the harmonic minor scale as well, because they're the two forms or two scale forms that chords and triads are usually based on. I hope this gives you some great ideas for more ways to practice, but trust me, I've got plenty more coming in future videos. Happy practicing.
Hi, and welcome to Deborah Smith Music Video Tutorials. Level 3, Section 1, Chord Progressions, Basslines, Clever Echo Video. There are 3 or 4 steps to a chord progression bassline clever echo exercise. The first step is to listen as a chord progression consisting of 4 chords is played once. Focus on the bass line, or the lowest note of each chord, of this progression. Note that as this bass line will only use notes belonging to the major scale, the major tone ladder has been given to help visualize the notes being played. All chord progressions in this video will be based on C major. Please listen. The second step is to sing the bass line using a neutral syllable while singing the appropriate solfa names in your head. Ready, lo, 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 lo. The third step is to sing the bass line again in solfa out loud. Ready, do, re, fa, sol. And the optional fourth step is to sing the bass line once more in letter names. Ready, C, D, F, G. Here are 6 more chord progression bassline clever echo exercises. Follow the steps from the instructions for each chord progression bassline. Ready, lo, 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 lo. Ready, do, fa, sol, do. Ready, C, F, G, C. Ready, lo, 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 lo. Ready, do, mi, sol, la. Ready, C, E, G, A. Ready, lo, 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 lo. Ready, ready, low, 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 ready, do, ti, do, so, ready, C, B, C, G, ready, low, 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 ready, do, ti, so, do, ready, C, B, G, C, ready, low, 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 ready, do, la, so, do, ready, C, A, G, C. For more information and resources, visit dsmusic.com.au. Hi, and welcome to Deborah Smith Music Video Tutorials, Level 3, Page 12, Section 1, Chord Progressions. Listen to this chord progression and focus your listening onto the bass line of this progression. Ready. This time, I will sing the solfa of the bass note of each chord, 2 beats after each chord is played. Ready, do, re, fa, so, do. Now sing with me. Ready, do, re, fa, so, do. For more information and resources, visit dsmusic.com.au. Listen to this chord progression and focus your listening onto the bass line of this progression. Ready. Listen again and hum or sing the bass note of each chord 2 beats after each chord is played. If possible, inner hear the solfa of each bass note in your head. Ready, lu, 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 lu. Finally, repeat this, singing the bass notes in solfa with hand signs. Ready, do, so, la, mi, do. Listen to this chord progression and focus your listening onto the bass line of this progression. Ready, listen again and hum or sing the bass note of each chord 2 beats after each chord is played. If possible, inner hear the solfa of each bass note in your head. Ready, lu, 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 lu. Finally, repeat this, singing the bass notes in solfa with hand signs.